What's good, Warrensville? It's Councilman Matt Howard, City of Warrensville Heights, Council President, Ward 5. Welcome to Warrensville Heights. I will be your host today. I will be taking you on a tour of Ward 5. What's good, Warrensville? Here we go. The Marriott is essential to the Warrensville Heights community. We host our annual senior luncheon here, which is for about 500 people. They have a huge banquet room. We also do after proms. They have out of town concerts and family reunions. Marriott hosts a ton of events, and they're suited to host anything within the city. So we're gonna take a walk inside just so you can see the beautiful inside of this building. Come on with us. So we want to take our time to highlight some of our businesses in the community. And I wanted to start here with the Marriott because, as you can see, once we walk in here, they've totally remodeled the inside, the atrium of this building. It used to be like a solarium type deal where there was trees and they had like a water fountain out here in the middle. But, you know, it was dated. It was about 15 to 20 years old. But now what we have now is just a business opportunity here. People come in here, you can sit down, you can network. Oh, got to wear a mask everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, you got to wear a mask now. So when we get in here, we can sit down, we can talk about what's going on. We're going to take our mask off and relax and enjoy. But as you can see, we've totally updated everything it is that's going on over here. And they always welcome the city of Warrensville. Okay, so we got comfortable and took my mask off and sitting down here talking to my man Ron Woodson. So with the Marriott, we want to talk about some of these businesses that we have partnerships with in the city of Warrensville before we start getting into what exactly a councilman does. So first I want to send a good shout out to Chipotle, of course the Marriott, BW3s, Office Max, and also we got the bar back here behind us, the River City Grill. So we come up here from time to time to have our meetings. We sit down, we talk. It's an excellent meeting place. If you ever want to get out and about, if you're selling something on Facebook Live, on the marketplace or, eBay or something, you want a safe place, something like that, it's okay. They got cameras, you can meet here. They welcome you to come out. They got free Wi-Fi, all your business arrangements. But, we just want to showcase and give a good shout out to everybody who supports us. This is, like I said, is a good meeting spot. Also Panera Bread over there, they welcome us as well. Anytime I pick up the phone and I need something, I can count on my partnership with some of these local businesses, especially up here in the Harvard Park area where we are right now. Why is this important? It's important because the community is about unity. It's not just about just the residents, but also the working class people and the people who come here and they shop here. They work here, they live here, they go to school here. It's a big partnership of everybody. Harvard Park hosts about 21 businesses, some big business, some small business. We have Office Max, we have Bed Bath & Beyond, we got Chipotle, we have Chick-fil-A, which is black owned. We got BW3s, which is always a good sponsor of the Ward 5 Christmas party. They always donate. We also have the shoe store. Over there we got Five Below, which is always helpful. So anytime it is that you outside of the house and you want to shop and you want to try to reciprocate your money, come here. Come to Ward 5, come up here to Harvard Park. These people help us out. We do have a community benefits agreement with a lot of these businesses where they come out and they support our summer festival. They support, our community events. They donate food, they donate school supplies. These people are in conjunction and totally dedicated to the good people of Warrensville Heights. Nothing but woods. There was a lot of people coming in and out of here. It was a 2-lane road, 1 lane each way. And then you had the Tri-C across the street, but they used to fly model airplanes over here in this area. People used to come from all around Cleveland to come over here in this little area and fly the model airplanes. This land was untouched, it was undeveloped. There was a lot of deer. We had bear coming through here, all kind of stuff. But this is the very most northeastern edge of the city of Warrensville Heights. This is our largest business district in the city, and there's a lot of tax revenue that comes from out of here. for those of you who don't know, Warrensville has a very unique opportunity. See, what we got is that it's about 80-20 on the split as far as the residential taxes. So when we start talking about residential taxes, we're talking about school money. So whatever it is that we're doing, we got new schools going up right now, the businesses are fronting about 80% of the tax revenue, and the city, the residents, are fronting about 20%. But if you go to some of these other surrounding areas, Shaker, Orange, you know, something like Pepper Pike, some of the other areas, it's the exact opposite. So we blessed to have what we have over here. This is the largest business district, and we grateful for every one of these businesses that come through. Many of them are part of what we call a community benefits agreement, which means that they get certain tax incentives, they apply for it, but in return, they help us out. They help different functions it is that we got going on throughout the city, and they become sponsors of different events like our Summer Fest, which we'll talk about later. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna walk into Office Max real quick. I want you to check this out. Maybe we'll talk to a few people up in here. So come on with me. So now we're here at Office Max over in Harvard Park. Office Max is another one of our big time chains over here and one of our anchors. So annually, the city of Warrensville, through our youth committee, we get together, city council, and we appropriate funds to help identify needs within the community. We got things for senior citizens, we got things for different constituent groups, but the one that we're gonna focus on today is the youth committee. So with our youth committee, we met yesterday and we appropriated $500 to go towards the school supply drive that the city, our local city school district hosts annually. So we take $500, we come in here and we arrange a meeting with the manager, we go through, they hook us up, they give us a lot of discounts, show us what's on sale, what can we get, what's gonna be our biggest bang for our buck, and we grab about 4 or 5 different carts and we load them up full of school supplies. So come on, we're gonna take a walk, we're gonna look at some. So for those of you who had children, you know, having notebooks, paper, pencils, erasers, scissors, hand sanitizer, what else? Napkins, you know, tissues, things like that. It could get to being expensive, $1.29 a piece. So we try to help the needy families to say, you know what, going back to school shouldn't be a burden on nobody. So we come here, we partnership with some of our good partners in the community, and they help us out. As you see, all this stuff, we get cases of it. We get cases of it. And we distribute it to those in need for that first day of school. So you got all this stuff over here. You got everything that we about to walk past over here on the other side. And this is what we do annually. Pencils, erasers, sharpeners, crayons. Most of the kids that we deal with are elementary school kids. So a lot of crayons, a lot of pencils, glue sticks, you know, all the little things it is that you remember. Some of y'all remember because we're starting to get old and, you know, some of our kids are grown, but all these things that you think about, you know, and it starts to bring back little memories of, you know, being in art class in 4th grade at Westwood, right? Come on, y'all. So as we're walking our way out, we're coming down the final aisle over here. We have to keep in mind that we are a community that has had some challenges over the years. And some of those challenges have been financial. A lot of times we get left behind. A lot of times we aren't making the big bucks. A lot of times we aren't filling the CEO positions and things like that. So sometimes things can be a burden. So we wind up taking a lot of the tax revenue it is that we collect and we reciprocate it back into the community. We make sure that you're getting some of your money back and that you're getting the most bang for your buck. So that's what we do as council people. That's what we do as city leaders. We make sure that we fulfill the needs of the people. We are the liaison to you. We work for you, and we want to make sure that we're doing everything it is that you need us to do. So we back in the truck. We about to drive over here and look at some of the residential properties in Ward 5 so you can get to see how we living over here. What do we have to offer? So here we are, Clarkwood Estates, City of Warrensville Heights, within Warrensville Ward 5. This is what we refer to as the maze. I'm gonna start driving down the road as we talking, but I want you to see that sign. There used to be old brick signs out there that, you know, was kind of beat up, but it was original with the development. So back when they integrated Warrensville, You know, of course, when they built this, we couldn't live over here as brown people. But when they integrated it, these people that moved over here, that's like our parents' age or my parents' age and older, so they about 70s, 80s. They was working, they was professional workers. They was working for Ford, Chevy, things like that, working a ton of overtime. Even back then, these were $100,000 houses. But now, you know, the economy dropped out, it's come back. The property values are starting to go back up over here in Ward 5, and we're starting to see an increase in the amount of that these things are selling for. So right here behind me, this house here sold on the market last year for $195,000. This was the highest number value of a property that we had here for sale in the city in Ward 5. So go around here, some people got ponds and lakes in their backyard. I don't, but some of these people over here do. But we're gonna keep driving down this way, and I'm gonna tell you about a few people that do live over here, some names that you definitely recognize. So we coming up Marigold. We up here at the corner of Marigold and Donover, which is my street. But I just wanted, and it's like the heart of Clarkwood Estates. I just wanted to take you through here. Over here on the left, fellow classmate who passed away a few years ago, Dan Hall. That's his family's house. Moseying on down a little bit, we got staff that lives over here. Our former clerk of council, the former owner of Beethoven's, lives down here on Longleaf. Former mayor, rest in peace, Clinton Hall. We just passed his house. Your cool Councilman Howard, he lives down here on the right. Marsha Fudge got a house down here. That was her old house. Her parents not, her mom stays there now. Our old service department director lives right here. Eddie Guilford lives over here, the city electrician. We got a number of people that grew up and live over here that's got a very good appreciation for the city of Warrensville Heights. They call this place their home. They don't want to go nowhere. These property values are staying right where they need to be. They going up. You know, people can afford this. The taxes are reasonable. You know, the crime rate is low. And the neighbors are cool. You can wave at everybody. Everybody knows you. You know them. People out walking their dog. They jogging. It's just the perfect place to live. Doesn't cost too much. Doesn't cost too little. It's like right where we need it to be. Still a lot of professionals living over here. A lot of homeowners. We passing up on Brookton. They call this the maze because you will get lost up in here if you don't know what you're doing. We coming around here on Hillcroft now, going down Shermer Road. About to head over here to Green Road Park. Also over here in Ward 5, we are at Green Road Park, which sits right on the boundary of Ward 4 and Ward 5 on Green Road in Emory, just north of Emory. So with the park, I don't know if you can see it in the background or not, you probably can't, but just past the bathroom and the playground, we have another community center, which is our Civic and Senior Center. Our Civic and Senior Center hosts a multitude of events throughout the year. We have our annual Christmas parties there. We have our luncheon, some of our luncheons there. We have some of our community groups. They doing senior activities and events. So annually every year, I wanted to say this too, annually every year, Ward 5 hosts a Christmas party. We get about 160 to 170 people that show up. And really, it's just my way of coming back and telling everybody thank you for a year's worth of support. And next year, we're going to do it again. And the year after that, we're going to do it again. So we call it our annual. And we on our 5th annual Christmas party here in the city of Warrensville Heights, Ward 5. Mr. Anderson, Stanley Anderson, Ward 6, father of Tui and Thon Anderson, he hosts another Christmas party up in there where, you know, he's getting roughly about the same amount of people, 160, 170 people every year. But we using local vendors. We using Fredericks. We using Dale's Catering. We using Dawn Hodge, DJ Dawn. And, you know, we try to make sure that we reciprocate those funds as well. So we want to use local businesses whenever we doing and hosting some of our community events here in the city of Warrensville. And that's what it's all about. In public service, we have to make sure that we acknowledge those in the community, and we have to make sure that we give a good shout out to those that who really care and the ones who's doing good things. Also in Ward 5, we host Corporate College over on Richmond Road. We got Heinens Corporation has their corporate office. We have University Hospital has a multitude of offices in 2 different buildings. The Maze, we were talking about the Maze a few minutes ago. The Maze hosts 680 homes. That's a development with 680 roughly ranch-style homes. We got a few split levels. We also have John Dewey. John Dewey is scheduled for demolition. Sorry to hear that, everybody who went to John Dewey. But it's scheduled for demolition coming up soon. We are in the process of having discussions to repurpose that lot. We don't know exactly what's going to happen yet or where we going, but we do know something is going to happen with John Dewey. Big shout out to Soul Deli. Got my man over there, Trent. He's cooking, making up the salmon patties, making up the salmon special. I call it the Howard special. If you get a chance, call up there. They got the bomb breakfast, everybody. So got to give a shout out to my man Hammond and my man Trent up there. It's going down up in Soul Deli. Get him a holler up there in the Family Dollar parking lot. Family Dollar used to be the old friendly drug. I played Muni League baseball, sat around. Some of y'all played for Metro 25. Some of y'all played for Nate Shell. And, it was always friendly drug that was putting it down on everybody. So shout out to everybody who know what it is that I'm talking about in the community. I've been here a long time. I've been here for out of my 45 years, I've been here. I may have been gone for 9, but I came back and I bought a property. And I said I wanted to buy over on the other side. I came from the Westwood area, but I wanted to buy over here. And I wanted to buy over here because over here was pristine living. This was like where we thought all the rich kids lived and, things like that. But we all the same. We all the same. Now we got newer developments. We got bigger developments going on. And we're going to be turning things over. We're going to be revitalizing the city of Warrensville. So everything is going to be bigger and better coming along. For y'all, remember the old Miles Drive-In? All high-end houses over there now. So things are changing, and we making sure that we stand in the right direction. I just want to give a shout out to everybody in the Belfiore Estates. That's on the other side of Emory Road. That's also Warrensville, Ward 5, and the north side of McCann Street and part of Green Road, also Ward 5. And we have part of Walford as well. So we got about a corner, about 25% of Walford, and also represents Ward 5. So I started out as a union rep, and as a union rep, you got to know the needs of your workers. You need to care about people. You have to understand workers' rights. You have to make sure that you're fighting for the right cause. Good wages, that way you live in a good community, you got good schools, things it is that people care about, good working conditions, stuff like that. So I started, one of my business managers came to me and asked me, said, well, why don't you ever think about getting into politics? I said, no, man, I'm not a politician. That's not really my thing. He was like, well, I just need you to start going to some of these city council meetings and just kind of start paying attention and see what's going on inside of your community. And I said, yeah, no problem. I can do that. I know some of the people around there or whatever. I'm glad, that you reached out to me and asked me to do that. And I'm sure that they will welcome me to come out and hear and see what's going on and give some of my input. One thing led to another. Chantel Brown ran for another seat. Her seat became available. Some people started getting in my ear, asking me and saying, hey, did you ever think of doing this? And I'm like, nah, that's not really me. But in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, I want to do this. But I just didn't know how. But really, all it really takes is to care about people. So sometimes in public service, when we work in, and a lot of my other elected officials can relate to this, sometimes it can feel like a very thankless job. But let's be real. We don't do it for the thanks. We don't do it to say, look at me, look at me, look at me, I, me. It's all about we. It's all about building a community. It's all about what we can do for each other, not what I can do for you or what you can do for me, but what can we do for each other? How can we raise our standard of living around here? So one important thing it is that I gotta say, you'll see me carrying this booklet with me. I keep a book with me. Why? Because I write down everything. When I talk to you, I write it down. I come back to it later. I check it off. I make sure that I did exactly what it is that you asked me for, or I made a phone call. Sometimes it might take a week. Sometimes it might take a month. Sometimes it may take 2 months for me to get an answer for you, but I'm gonna make sure I get an answer. Why did it take long? Because I wanted to make sure that I had the right information before I called you back. That's what being in public service is all about, making sure that you take the time and the effort to get people answers. They just want to know that you care. They just want to know that they can reach out, they can call, and they can talk to somebody, and that you're going to listen, and that you're going to be receptive to what it is that they asking you about. This is Matt Howard, Ward 5, City Council President, Warrensville Heights. I just wanted to say before we wrap things up, I just want to give a big shout out to my brother Ron Woodson, class of 81, for putting this thing together. I'm so appreciative to see, an alumni come forward and start, promoting the positive things within our community. A lot of times we see a lot of bad stuff, or we get some negative publicity and things like that, but it's good to see a good positive show, good positive feedback. I've watched some of your episodes it is that you've had on your Facebook channel, and you're doing good things, Ron. So as we wrap these things up, wrap this show up today, I just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in and giving me an opportunity to show off my ward. And I want to challenge all of my council members to reach out to Ron Woodson and give them a what's good Warrensville happening in their ward. And all of my elected officials in the city of Warrensville, in the Tri-City area, Warrensville, Highland Hills, and North Randall. Come on out and show some love, showcase your area, talk about what's good, what's happening in your community. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate you. Class of 94, Warrensville.